Like that.
Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and today we're working again on rebuilding a computer, taking some of the old parts that I have and trying to put them together into a new system. And so far, now you can see the camera on the right side of the screen there. That's the interior of the case here. Now I've already configured all this. There are several items in here. There are these different, I don't know what you'd call them. They're like posts. They take the place of the posts. But this is where I'm going to screw everything in at. And so now we got this mounted here, and you'll see it whenever I put it in the case. In the last episode, put the plate on the back. We got the cooler here. This is a monster cooler. Then this is an Asus premium motherboard. It's an Intel 920 quad-core CPU, i7-920. So this is a pretty good system, and now I'm going to need to put this into here. And really, this is not going to be too difficult on this part. So you can see here I've got it hooked up, or set in here. I already measured everything out. I already know that all of these screw holes are going to line up. What I did before was to make sure that there were no posts sticking up in the bottom that didn't have screw holes to fit through, and that every place that needed support has it. And that way, you know, you'll short something out if you were to have it in there, an extra post in there. So now it's just a matter of screwing these in, and there's two different types of screws typically come with the case. This is one of the types, and these ones have a little head on them, bigger than the other ones. Two different thread types, and so you just want to make sure that you use the right type, or you'll strip it. And I gotta see why this one isn't doing it. Maybe it's not lined up right. So, in fact, it's not. There we go. Now it is. Boy, that CPU cooler just barely fits into the case. If it were any taller, it would not work out. Okay. Basically, you do want to screw this in anywhere where there is a screw hole to do so. Although you could get away with using less, but I don't necessarily recommend it. Well, it just holds it down, but part of this is the support for while you're putting cards in and such. And speaking of cards, I have a pretty nice video card that's going to go into this machine. It's my old video card, and the old video card is well, they're not very expensive these days. In fact, I can link to it on Amazon as well, because I think it's like 40 bucks. But as long as I'm not recording on this machine, it will get pretty decent frame rates at 1080p. So that is a big plus. You know, screw in these top ones up here. A bit of trouble with that. Oh! Okay, so I'm using a magnetic screwdriver, and you see why right there, so that I can get that easily back. If you drop a screw while you are doing these up, you need to find it. You cannot go on without finding that screw. And the reason is that if you go on without finding that screw, you will stand the chance of it getting underneath the motherboard or sitting on the motherboard in a spot that it will short something out, and you do not want that. So, in fact, you don't want that at all. This one would be very hard without a magnetic screwdriver. So the magnetic screwdriver, do you guys know how to magnetize a screwdriver? If not, I shall tell you. You can magnetize it by just scraping it over a magnet back and forth, and just the tip of it, not straight down like if my finger were the magnet, not straight down like that, but at the sides, and you don't have to do it very much. The stronger the magnet, the less you have to do it, and you just need it to magnetize just enough so that it will hold onto a screw on the end of it, and won't hurt your computer, won't hurt the screwdriver, and so, okay, all of those screws are in, everything is in, woo! Okay, so the next thing is going to be really putting together some other things in here, like the power supply, and then I've got all of these cables here, which I'm going to have to figure out all of these. So those are going to be done, and then I've got hard drive here. Let's see, where did the hard drive go? I've got a hard drive here that needs to be pulled out. In fact, I'll just pull that out right now. And so the hard drive here, it's a pretty big drive. It's a Western Digital Caviar. Now this let's see here. Yeah, that's locking it in, I think. Yeah, it's locked in. So just pulling these out. This had some sort of fancy lock mechanism, which I don't really understand. But yeah, there we go. In fact, it's just pins. I need to screw that back in now. So because I'm going to put this back with the old case, even though I'm not planning on using the old case. I do want to keep everything with it. That's from the old case. And then this guy right here, it's Western Digital. It's 2 terabytes. It's a green drive. Not so good with some applications. For this machine it'll be fine. And it's a nice big drive. So, okay, well, stay tuned for the next episode if you're watching on YouTube. Next episode will be I don't know, whatever I decide is going to be next. But at the end of this playlist, it's going to be a complete computer. So thank you very much for watching. And if you're watching live on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Now that you've made it this far, can I interest you in another video? You know, in the upper left, I talk about the future of translation. You remember Star Trek? You remember, I mean, of course you remember Star Trek. You know what it is. The communicator badges, you know, I think that those are going to become reality in the next 10 years. You know, we won't have necessarily starships that we're communicating with, but it will do the translations like was shown in the TV series. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's my prediction. I'm talking about it there. So in the upper right, what the fast? You know, this is an older video. Look at that, I have hair. And in that video, I actually show how what the fast works and why it is so good for anyone who is playing like a Twitch-based game that has any lag, or even not a Twitch-based game but you have extreme lag. This can help because it actually makes a more direct route for you to get to the game server, thus reducing lag. And I explain how it works there, and in that video also has a link on how to get it, and they now offer 30 days free trial. So you might want to check that out if you have any lag issues. You know, in the lower right, I have a little War Z action there. It's in the dark. That one is kind of hard to see, but you know what? That is when it's most tense. So if you like War Z stuff, check it out. That'll link to my playlist. And then in the lower left, you know, I get all kinds of people who ask me all kinds of entrepreneurial questions. And that one talks about a teenager who's looking to start out. You know, does he do school? Does he complete school? Does he start working on a job right away? Does he start with making a new company right away? And I try and go through telling about how I got started and what things I would change and maybe how he can do it better. So, thanks for watching. Enjoy this music on the way out. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.